Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here at the Department of Transportation offices here in Detroit Lakes, and I'm here today to talk about roundabouts. Detroit Lakes is building a roundabout on Highway 59 and Willow Street, and I'm here with a couple of the engineers that are involved in the project. We've got Jesse Miller standing here right now, and a little bit later we'll be talking to Tom Lundberg, give us some of the history and maybe the planning around the roundabout, and we'll get to play with cars later. Right now we've got Jesse, who is the man on the scene, and he is the project engineer for the roundabout. And Jesse, I wanted you to talk a little bit about, the project has started. Give us a little bit of the timeline.
As everyone's pretty well aware of, that we started down there on 59 and Long and Willow. The contractor, as of today, they closed Long Lake Road to the west, and we're going to do the west side first. In phase one, we'll call it, and that's scheduled to go to the middle of June, mid-June. And then when that phase is completed, you'll see the similar kind of operation switched over to the east side. So Willow will be closed and Long will be open. We do have a detour set up for Willow traffic, and we'll do the same thing on the east side. And then when that's completed, we got, phase three, we'll call it, that's to happen after the 4th of July, which is kind of cleaning up, and then it'll start looking like a roundabout when we open up the barrier and everybody will see it. So.
Okay. And right now, Highway 59 is remaining open.
Highway 59 will remain open, through the whole project. We'll just switch from, east and west and back and forth, but it's going to remain open the whole time.
All right.
Yep.
Is there a four-way stop there?
Yep, it'll be a three-way or an all-way stop at all times, so, that won't change at all.
All right. And Jesse, can you tell us who the main contractor is?
Landwehr out of St. Cloud. They were the low bid on the contract, and so.
Right. So we're going from a four-way stop to a roundabout, and I guess weather permitting, you guys, they work rain and shine, basically?
They're on a pretty tight schedule. We want to get it done for the summer traffic as quick as we can. So they are going to be working like this weekend. They're going to work Friday and Saturday. So a lot of contractors, they like taking the weekend off, but, they're going to push it pretty hard, so.
All right. So a lot of the issues around this roundabout or this area is just due to safety issues and that sort of thing, as we can see here. We've got a nice little slide here, but Jesse is our main project manager or project engineer here. And anything else you can tell us that we can expect maybe throughout? Like you said, the work will cease the 4th of July, but we should be open for WeFest, like you said.
Our goal is to be open for WeFest for sure. But one thing just to pay attention is, as we're switching from east and west side, follow the traffic, the lines and the stop signs, and, go slow through the area, because it will switch. You might get used to it for 2 weeks, but then the end of that 2 weeks, it's going to switch again. So we just want everybody to pay attention, and, everybody wants to go home at the end of the day. So be safe and, look out.
Jesse Miller is the lead on the Roundabout project here in Detroit Lakes, and we're going to take a break and be back with more. We'll get a little bit of the history, the planning around the roundabout coming up next on Hometown Happenings. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here now with Tom Lundberg at the Department of Transportation offices, and Tom has been talking about roundabouts for about a couple of years here in Detroit Lakes anyway, but I know that you were instrumental in overseeing the one in Moorhead and that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so roundabouts are very new to our area. We've done one in South Moorhead for our MnDOT district up here. There's a few of them in the Fargo-Moorhead area as well, but they're kind of new, and so it's kind of nice to get on the air like this and do a little education component and talk about the roundabout in general. To back up a little bit with it, we did a study in the area there to kind of see what would be the best fix for the intersection, looking at either a signal, a roundabout, or some other things. And when we went through looking at the crashes and everything else that we had out there, a roundabout came to be the best fix for that intersection. And so that's a little bit of a background leading into it. We've got some slides here that I'll kind of go over about generalities and roundabouts and things like that. But the big thing with roundabouts are the safety component of them. They really maximize the safety for drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, and they process a lot more cars than a signalized intersection will, which is kind of surprising for some people. Some of the components of a roundabout that I'll kind of go through real quick. There's a triangular island that splits the lanes of traffic as you come to a roundabout. And that's there to just set you up so that you're entering the roundabout at a right angle or the right entry point or angle getting into the intersection there. It also is a cue to kind of slow cars down. When you've got raised channelization popping up in front of you, it gets more of an urban appearance. People cue off of that and slow down, which is something we want. We want traffic going around a roundabout at 15 to 20 miles an hour, and so that's one of the huge safety components with it. There's crosswalks and roundabouts set back away from the circulating part of the roundabout there, and so pedestrians will cross just one lane of traffic at a time, so they'll cross from the side of the road to the middle and then to the middle to the other side. As you enter a roundabout, there's yield signs on each of the entry points that you come in at, and so you're yielding to traffic that's already circulating in the roundabout, and if there's nobody there, you can just speed on through and get off at whatever leg of the intersection you need to go through at. Some of the other features, there's a truck apron in the middle. It's a small raised section that's platformed up a little bit, and it's meant so that when a truck goes through that their back trailer can kind of rise up on that and ride around, but it's up high enough so that a passenger car isn't going to bounce over it and kind of short circuit the roundabout, if you will, and drive too fast through there. But people wonder if trucks can get through it all the time. And in this situation, things like the dynamic homes that we see in the area and full-size tractor-trailer combinations will be able to get through this intersection there. The other thing, there'll be a raised kind of dome central island in there. That's raised up about 3 feet or so to allow so headlights don't shine through so that you don't get blinded. If another vehicle's coming at you, you kind of lose that perspective of the surroundings there and might not pick up on the roundabout as well. Some more generalities with roundabout on how to drive them. In general, you're going to slow down as you approach. You're going to yield to drivers that are already in the roundabout. Whatever you do, don't stop in the roundabout unless there's something in your way that you're trying to avoid. And so once you get in it, you're going to go to the exit that you need to go to. You're going to yield to pedestrians at the ends and bicyclists that are crossing. If an emergency vehicle comes, you're going to exit the roundabout as quickly as possible. If you're coming into the roundabout, you'll go through and exit as quickly as possible. Some safety features with it. Due to the slower speeds, that's really the main feature that really helps us out with crashes and things like that. There's such a shallow angle of impact when the cars do get in fender benders that the injuries aren't really that bad. And so some of the statistics, are about 40% reduction in all crashes, about a 76% reduction in injury crashes where you'd go to the hospital, and the big one is the fatalities at about 90% there.
All right. Well, Tom, we're given the wind it up by Marina, but we want to play with some cars here too. So you're going to kind of give us a little demonstration with our Matchbox cars. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this.
So we're back again here, and we're going to do our demonstration on how to drive the roundabout, or in this case, play with some cars for Carol and I. But when you enter a roundabout, if there's nobody in your way, you can go right on in and go wherever you need to go through the roundabout and exit out. If there's a car coming, like Carol here, you have to stop and wait for them to go by before they, or once they go by, then you can go out and go your direction that you want. So it's pretty simple. There's very few decisions you have to make. You're just yielding to cars that are in the roundabout. And so if there's no one there, you can enter in. If there's someone in the way, you wait for them to go by and you can hop on in.
All right, I'm going to get in my convertible, and maybe we'll see you in the roundabout. I want to thank Tom and Jesse for taking time to talk about the roundabout, and hopefully come the end of July, we'll get a good look at the roundabout as it's finished. For Hometown Happenings, I'm Carol McCarthy.